Hello everyone, Ron here from RJJ's Reactions, and I am back with Rush. And the next track from the album, A Farewell to Kings. Which side am I on here? It's backwards because of the camera. It's over here. We got a bit of a glare coming. There's a bit of light, and I didn't block the window today, but there's the album. It's called Madrigal. So we're going back to the Renaissance, are we? Music from a long time ago. 16th, 17th century, somewhere in there. We'll see. This is Rush, so it's going to be different and it's going to be enjoyable. It's relatively short and the lyrics are quite brief. I have pulled them up, so we will look at the lyrics afterwards. If you haven't subscribed, there's a little button there. All you have to do is push it. You can do it with your nose, your toes, your tongue, whatever you like. All right, let's go. There's the album cover. Let's go. I like that.
When the dragons grow too mighty to slay with pen or sword, I grow weary of the battle and the storm I walk toward. When all around is madness and there's no safe port in view, I long to turn my path homeward, to stop a while with you.
Getty's voice is very unique, but it's a great storytelling voice too. And once you've listened to a number of their songs, and particularly if you're listening through an album, in the old days anyway, they created albums and they put songs in a particular order for a particular reason. At least many artists did, and Rush did. So really, in a way, we should be sitting back and listening to the whole album track by track all the way through. Uh, but it's good to break it down too. But I just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, it's a great storytelling voice too. Let's back that up. And of course, Neil wrote a lot of the lyrics, and he was interested in a lot of fiction and science fiction, and a great reader, I think, as well. So very, very interesting.
A while with you. When life becomes as barren and as cold as winter skies, there's a beacon in the darkness, in a distant pair of eyes. In vain to search for honor, and in vain to search for truth, but these things can still be given. Your love has shown me proof.
Nice. Yeah, that's the end. Okay, very short, especially for Rush, and not as loud, not as intricate as many of their songs, but I think it is on purpose. This is a bit of an interlude, a bit of a break, perhaps, and yeah, really, really well done. Like I said, Getty's voice is great for this kind of storytelling as well as some of the other things he can do. This one's fairly straightforward, but let's have a look at the lyrics now. Here the lyrics are quite brief, but before I get into the lyrics, I thought I'd just have a quick look because I was mentioning song times on the album. So I'm just looking at the album here that I happen to have. And Farewell to Kings, the first track was 5 minutes 53 seconds. Xanadu was 11 minutes 6 seconds. On the second side, Closer to the Heart, short song, 2:52. Cinderella Man, 4:20, sort of in the middle. Madrigal, the one we just did, was 2 minutes 35 seconds, and then Cygnus X1 is 10 minutes 27 seconds. I'm going to have some time for that one. I'm trying not to knock out my camera, which I did a second ago when I first tried to do this lyric section. Madrigal by Rush. When the dragons grow too mighty to slay with pen or sword, I grow weary of the battle and the storm I walk toward. When all around is madness and there's no safe port in view, I long to turn my path homeward to stop a while with you. So yeah, if you're out in the world, you can imagine this as a fictional tale with real dragons and swords and things. But to slay with pen or sword, remember the pen is mightier than the sword is an old expression. So they're drawing from that. But it doesn't have to be literal battles with dragons and castles and all of that either. It can be our lives, our everyday lives, and the battle that we have with our jobs, with our relationships, with our families, with our whatever, whatever you go through life. And it sometimes seems like madness, and there's no safe port in view, no place you can go to. And sometimes you want to go home. Sometimes you can't go home because home's not there anymore, but you dream about it, you want it, you want to go back to a person that you felt safe with at least at some point in time. But maybe that's changed too. Maybe that person's, even if they're still around, is not the same person, right? That port may be gone. When life becomes as barren and as cold as winter skies, there's a beacon in the darkness, in a distant pair of eyes. In vain to search for honor and in vain to search for truth, but these things can still be given. Your love has shown me proof. All right, so I think it's fairly straightforward, but the imagery is great, barren as cold as winter skies. If you live in a country where there's winter, like in Canada, you know what that's like. Winter sky can be beautiful, but it can definitely be cold, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming as well. But they're saying there's a beacon in the darkness, a distant pair of eyes. Uh, in vain to search for honor, in vain to search for truth, but these things can still be given. Your love has shown me proof. So he can gain these things through the love of someone else. I suppose that's possible. Um, yeah, brief, short lyrics, but really powerful and great imagery. I love that. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I really have to say about that. If you have something to say, you can obviously let me know. Did you like the song Madrigal? Was it one of your favorites, least favorite, whatever? Let me know what else you'd like to hear from Rush or anyone else. Comments, suggestions, recommendations, information. Tell me how you're doing, all of those fun things. We're building a good little community now. So it's growing every day. Some days more than others, but it's growing all the time. So that's great. And we're adding to it and we're keeping it real. So, you know, I hope everybody enjoys that. It's not as exciting as some channels perhaps, but we're keeping it real. We're keeping it me. All right. Keep listening. Keep having fun. Until next time. Bye bye for now.